Disney Cruise News. There's a big release today, everybody. Big changes have been set by Disney Cruise Line, and there was a new notification sent out to many people today for new requirements starting January 13, 2022. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. This is Ann with some more of your Disneys, and today we're talking cruise news. So Disney Cruise Line sent out an email earlier this morning. They have updated their Know Before You Go. Go check the Know Before You Go section, but make sure you look into that before the end of the day if you are planning to travel next year. Anybody who is already scheduled for cruises January 13, 2022 and later should be getting an email from Disney Cruise Line today. Hopefully you've already gotten it. So, COVID-19 vaccination requirements. Currently, Disney Cruise Line continues to require all vaccine-eligible guests based on U.S. eligibility requirements to be fully vaccinated against COVID-19 at the time of sailing, as defined by the CDC. This is currently a requirement for guests that are 12 and up. Beginning January 13, 2022, all guests, U.S. and international, ages 5 and older, must be vaccinated. Again, January 13th, 2022, 5 and older must be fully vaccinated. The CDC defines fully vaccinated as 14 days after receiving a single dose of an accepted 1-dose vaccine or the second dose of an accepted 2-dose vaccine. They've got all of those listed on their websites, which ones are acceptable. Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, AstraZeneca, Covishield, Novavax, Sinopharm, and Sinovac. Again, make sure you go check the Know Before You Go section of their website because they change this very frequently. Pre-trip COVID-19 testing for guests who are not vaccine eligible because of age must provide proof of a negative COVID-19 test result paid for by the guest, taken between 3 days and 24 hours before their sail date. Guests ages 5 through 11 may complete these testing requirements in lieu of being fully vaccinated for sailings that depart before January 13, 2022. Guests 4 years of age and under must complete these testing requirements. So the big thing is that Disney Cruise Line has been requiring vaccines for 12 years and up. Earlier this year, the Bahamas required all guests 12 years and over to be vaccinated in order to enter a Bahamian port. At that time, Disney Cruise Line changed their regulations and said that all guests 12 and up must be vaccinated. Prior to that directive from the Bahamas, they weren't requiring these vaccines yet. Once that came out, all guests 12 and up must be fully vaccinated. Now, today, all guests 5 years and older must be fully vaccinated starting January 13th, 2022. So this is going to be a big change. If you've scheduled a cruise next year and you've got children 5 to 11, you're going to have to take a look at that and see what you can do. My understanding is that in the UK, children 5 and up cannot get vaccinations yet. So that's a whole nother dynamic to these cruises if you're coming from the UK. Make sure and look into that. I don't have any answers. I'm just saying make sure and look into it. Hopefully they'll provide better guidelines soon on how that is achievable. But for now, we just have today's update. A few other important details from the update. For those still taking the test should be a NAAT test, rapid PCR test, or lab-based PCR test. Rapid antigen tests are not accepted. Disney Cruise Line has secured a special rate of $98.33 per PCR test through their third-party vendor, Inspire Diagnostics. Guests may also obtain their tests from any independent testing supplier. For safe passage, in order to sail, all guests must upload their proof of vaccination or negative COVID-19 test results on the Safe Passage website. After appropriate documents have been uploaded and reviewed by Inspire, guests should see the words "Clear to Arrive" in the pre-sale screening section when they log into their account before arriving at the port. It is also recommended that guests bring a copy of their proof of vaccination or negative COVID-19 PCR test result with them to the port. And they have their phone number there in case you want to contact them for further details. Debarkation Day COVID-19 antigen testing requires that all unvaccinated guests on 5-night and longer sailings are required to take a COVID-19 antigen test paid for by Disney Cruise Line on the ship the day before debarking. Online check-in is still 30 days prior to your sailing. You must complete that online check-in. When you do that, you'll need to submit all the required documents, as well as select your port arrival time. The port arrival time is very specific. Go check out our 10 Mistakes Newbies Make COVID edition for some more details on that. Or of course, go look on their website. As far as going ashore, only fully vaccinated guests who wish to disembark the ship while in a port of call can do so on their own. Guests who are vaccinated and wish to disembark with unvaccinated children in any port of call other than Disney Castaway Cay will need to purchase a Disney Cruise Line port adventure for their party. So you cannot go ashore with an unvaccinated person in your party on your own. If you have an unvaccinated person in your party, you can do their Disney Cruise Line port adventure so that you are able to get off the ship. But you can't just get off the ship if you have anybody unvaccinated. They must be fully vaccinated to get off at port and to go walk around by yourself or do some other type of port adventure. And always make sure you download that Disney Cruise Line Navigator app. There's a ton of information, and honestly, it's their primary way of communicating with you, especially on the ship, except for on phone, obviously, on the ship. So another important detail, here's kind of the roundup of it. Guests sailing on the... I have this information for the Dream. Make sure and check it for your ship if you're going on another one, but they should be the same. Guests sailing on the Disney Dream through May 30th, 2022 may modify their sail date or cancel their sailing without any Disney-imposed cancellation fees by contacting Disney or their travel agent by December 1st, 2021. Please note that cancellation fees imposed by third-party suppliers, including airlines as well as travel insurance, are not refundable. Refunds will be processed back to the original form of payment. Standard cancellation policies and terms and conditions apply for any cancellation or modification requests received on or after December 2nd, 2021. Obviously, Disney Cruise Line has a lot of children on board, so this is a big deal. If you have children 11 and under, they previously only needed the pre-testing and testing at the port. I guess only is not the appropriate term because that's stressful and a lot. But these new requirements mean that starting January 22, every person age 5 and up must be fully vaccinated to get on the ship. Again, that fully vaccinated means 1 or 2 doses from the required vendors, as well as you must have had it 14 days prior to embarkation. I don't really know what the details are if you fall into those holes of turning 5 while you're on the ship or like a week before, so then you can't get the vaccine because they're too close to sail date. That may mean you just have to pick another date. It may not. I really don't know. This information just came out this morning, so go check your emails, check your dates, and please let us know in the comments below. We really love to hear from you. Does this have an effect on you? Is this going to change your cruise? I know it can be nice as far as low quantities sometimes, but it's a whole new time of traveling and the changes really are surprising sometimes. This is a big change today coming from Disney Cruise Line, and I think it's just the beginning. I mean, obviously 12 and up vaccines were the beginning, but I have a feeling masks and vaccines are going to be around for quite a while. That does not bother me. I love Disney Cruise Line. I was going to get the vaccine anyway. I'm fine wearing a mask if that's what they want. But I know this is a big deal for a lot of people with young children. So that's it. That's the big news from Disney Cruise Line today. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. Go ahead and ring that little bell. You'll be notified whenever we have any new information, and we'll see you real soon with some more Disneys.